Collins of DietHobby.com, and today I'm here to show you how to make chocolate cinnamon bread pudding squares. It's a little sweet treat that is low calorie, only contains 115 calories for each little square, and so I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, my recipes are all low calorie, and some of them are very low carb and some of them are reduced carb. This would be more like reduced carb, not a very low carb recipe. You start out by taking an 8-inch square pan and spray it really, really well with non-stick coating. Okay? The next thing is you take bread cubes. So you turn the oven on at 350. I've got the oven warming at 350. And you take 5 slices of bread. This is just regular wheat bread. And you make it into breadcrumbs. You tear it up or cut it up. And then you pour these into the pan. And kind of spread them out until they're about level. Now, the drier the bread is, the better it's going to absorb the moisture. So you can toast it lightly, or you can just leave it out on the counter for a little while. But you want it to be kind of stale. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take. You would whisk your eggs up. Okay, but I've already magic bullet buzzed them up in a magic bullet, which is the same as whisking them up. So I've already done that part. And then we're going to add evaporated milk. Okay, and this is low fat, 2% evaporated milk. There's like non-fat and there's full fat. And if you have a different kind, it'll change the calorie of the recipe. But this is what I'm using today. And I'm just going to pour this whole can, because this whole can is 1.5 cups. Okay? The next thing is I'm going to add my Splenda. I have Splenda, which is a sugar substitute, artificial sweetener, and I've got 1.5 cups, and I'm going to add 1.5 cups to my eggs and my milk. And I'm going to whisk that up. Okay. I'm also going to add cocoa. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Now this is just like Hershey's cocoa or Dutch cocoa, plain unsweetened cocoa powder. And I'm going to add that to my mixture. That's what's going to make it real chocolate. Okay, next I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Ground cinnamon, and then ground cinnamon, I've got it in this, and then I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I'm adding that together. So those are the ingredients, most of the ingredients of the recipe, and I'm just whisking them all together to get them stirred up. And then after I get them stirred up, I'm going to pour them over these breadcrumbs. And then after I poured them over the breadcrumbs, I'm going to let them sit a while and absorb the liquid, the moisture, and then I'm going to bake them in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So it's really a very simple recipe, and you cut it in 9 pieces, and it's only 115 calories. It's a sugar-free, well, it's actually the chocolate that we put in it next is not sugar-free, but almost sugar-free. So now we're just going to pour this all in this pan over these dry breadcrumbs. And then we're going to take a fork and we're going to kind of mush down the, no Olga K reference there on the mush. We're going to mush down the bread and get it soft. Get it all covered with the moisture because you want it to absorb this moisture and get all nice and even. Okay, so that's it. Now the last step before we cook it is we're going to take chocolate chips and we're going to sprinkle 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips over the top. Now that's why I said it's not totally unsweetened, because these chocolate chips, I'm not using sugar-free chocolate chips. I could, but I'm just not doing that. So there is a little sugar in this, but not very much. Only 2 tablespoons, not teaspoons. 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. Remember, when I tell you a recipe, I misspeak. If I misspeak, I could easily give you the wrong ingredients like cups or tablespoons or teaspoons because I'm trying to film and trying to do it really quickly. You need to go to my website at diethobby.com under recipes, and you need to find the recipe that's all written out. Okay, and look at it before you actually fix it or ask a lot of questions. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands because they're covered with chocolate. And now I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes. This has been sitting for 10 minutes for the bread cubes to absorb the moisture. Now we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes or until it's puffed up a little bit and set in the center, but not too brown. So we'll be back when it's finished. Our chocolate cinnamon bread pudding squares are finished. They're out of the oven, they've cooled a little bit, and I have already begun cutting them into 9 squares. When I cut, by the way, I put my knife in water and clean it in between so that I make a cleaner cut. So you do 3 rows this way, and 3 rows the other way. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like, the little square. And there's a little square. There is the pan. Doesn't that look delicious? There's 9 servings in here, 115 calories each, 13 grams of carbs, 6.5 grams of protein. This is really a very healthy little sweet treat, and it's quite filling. I enjoy it. I have this a lot, and I'm going to take a little taste now. Chocolate. I like it. Come and see me. DietHobby.com.